There was a book called American Betrayal. I took this image from the book. I'm trying to get to the International Criminal Court, and I'm making these videos because it's just not acceptable. And I'm talking to Muslims who want to do jihads. I just want to go to court. Here is one item of betrayal, and this was in the history Benedict Arnold, and this one was about Burton Wheeler, who was hailing Hitler. And so different political magazine was recording different betrayals. Well, I noticed that the presidents were all betrayed. Bill Clinton was betrayed, and he's on TV saying, I did not have sex with Monica Lewinsky. Donald Trump was betrayed. It embarrassed his wife, his children, and the nation. And now we have Hunter Biden in this picture, almost nude, and he's going to court about the same kind of matter. So they are betraying their families in the country, or people are framing them and setting them up in these situations. Now, I know that the Teamsters have the power. I noticed my experience working with the city of Delray Beach was so negative that I was bullied out of government. And since then, I've spoken to police, but I was 5 years with the city of Delray Beach. I was with the state, but I worked for the government of the Jamaica and the European Union. So I have something, that's my foundation, government of Jamaica and the European Union, before I got to American government. I studied business at Florida Atlantic University. I'm not going to try to get attention from the police or to question the police any longer, because I'm making conclusions now. My conclusion is that I need to file charges against the United States. I was bullied out of government. Now, we have 2 million Teamsters in the United States, and my ex-husband was a Teamster. He did not go to divorce court. He had a state trooper terrorizing me. There's 80,000 police among the 2 million Teamsters in the United States. Now, the White House staff is possible could be involved with the media and betraying the presidents like this. But I feel that betrayal is top down in the United States, because being bullied out of my job in the city of Delray Beach was also a betrayal. I also had a false arrest, I call it a political arrest, by a sheriff, and then he stalked me up to a few cities up to bully me. So they're stalking and bullying me. It's just not acceptable. And I think about the Islam, the king of Dubai and the king of Saudi Arabia, have a real brotherhood. They're not going to betray each other. And we have Kamala Harris and Rishi Sunak. Kamala Harris is half Indian. Rishi Sunak is Indian. And we're hoping that the Indians won't become full of betrayal like what we have seen. I've seen the history of betrayal with Africans, and the Africans were enslaving their brothers. And this one here was telling us that they would capture them before. Some of them did not make it to the slave ship. They were starved to death. And I feel like that's why the African Americans in authority have been so abusive. I've seen really horrible things, like there are gangs in authority. This bus driver, he told a felon to follow a woman, and because they are both African Americans, he's helping a felon. I was stalked by African American state troopers. My husband did not go to divorce court. That's why I have to go to the International Criminal Court. Okay, now after my false arrest by sheriff, they had a cartel meeting, and they gave the city about $300 million. I don't know if the meeting of the sheriff was related to this, giving Norma a project, was I worked with Norma at the city of Delray Beach. Now back to this point here about this betrayal thing. I'm done with the grieving over my son who was killed, but my family sends me the picture. My family are not in Palm Beach County. I'm not going to run to my family. I ran to my family in New York before because I felt that Florida was very conservative, and so I experienced working in New York. But this is my family in Jamaica, and Jamaica is doing very well now. Jamaica had a first toll highway built by China. We got a grant from Kamala Harris, and we got a grant from the European Union, and now they're finding oil in Jamaica. So I don't have to worry about Jamaica, but I grieve for my son. My son was safe in Jamaica. Look how safe and happy with my grandmother, his grandmother, who is my mother, This is a picture of safety in Jamaica. These are two gifted children, same generation. One is killed in the United States, and the other one goes through school in Jamaica and becomes a PhD in neurosurgery. He actually did his internship at Harvard University. This is my family. We are gleaners. I tried to talk to Florida Atlantic University about how gleaners conduct themselves. First of all, the Queen had properties in Jamaica, so she liked Jamaica, and they put Cambridge universities in our schools. European Union also brought money for us to fund small businesses in Jamaica in the 90s. I worked for the European Union on that project. Now, gleaners really value their education because of the standards of Cambridge University in our high school. My nephew is a PhD in neurosurgery, went to Oxford, and he also went to Harvard, and he's back at his high school speaking. I'm back at my college, Florida Atlantic University, right now, making this video. Now, when the United States came to Jamaica and the Jehovah's Witnesses are doing their building project, I feel like it's part of the betrayal because they now have 28 billion in land and buildings all over the world. And when I speak to the Jehovah's Witnesses, I feel that they are sheep, but they don't know that the Jehovah's Witnesses have 28 billion in land and buildings. But the Jehovah's Witness headquarters was sold in Brooklyn for $340 million to the Kushners while Trump was president. But it's top-down betrayal in the United States from presidents, presidents' wives, presidents' families, to the whole country, the families and kids all over the United States. It has to stop because the United States is against itself, and then BRICS is against the United States and wants to dethrone the dollar. What kind of existence is that? I need to go to court, and I'm determined to go to court and file charges against the United States.